Welcome back. Just continuing our rankings here. And we left off just wrapping up my team. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Backing that
Yes,
up.
sir.
All right. Boom. All right. Getting
Here we
diggy
go.
with it. All right. Anything else you guys wanted to add about my team?
No, I was
Nothing.
just saying Mayfield was the biggest surprise just because he's been winning. Their team's been winning. But yeah, we can move on. Let's go to number 4.
All right. Seems
All right,
like
rip it.
all right, we are moving on to Mr. Eagle himself.
Mr. Eagle.
Hey, Mr. Eagle or Mr. Ego? I
Both.
think both apply. The Arthur Fist himself.
Well,
Yeah, so let's take a look at it. I mean, biggest surprise definitely has to be Mostert.
yeah.
Yeah, I would
Holy,
say
who would have saw this coming?
RB2.
Hop in.
that.
He has had some
He's been
lower
going like 8th or 9th round, and he's been RB2. It's crazy.
I mean, he's had the lower weeks. Don't pull that up, Marty. Don't fucking do that to me. So far, Hugo's kind of won it, to be honest. But I mean, again, it is a dynasty league, so I don't think anybody really expected Mostert to be doing this. So he's got an injury history, so who knows? Things could change. Scroll down though. Honestly, look at that. Look at that history. Added by waivers and dropped by waivers by Matt. Throwback.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, so it's crazy when you look at it. I mean, I'm a big return on investment guy. So in my head, it's like, hey, this is a guy I picked up, trading him to Hugo for Wilson in those first. But anyways, hey, it's not about me. It's about Hugo here. His team's doing really good, honestly. Mostert, if he can keep this up, is going to be great because his team was good before this, but having an unexpected guy popping off has made up for people like Aaron Jones, who haven't really been doing what they normally would, been a little bit injury prone. I think at this point, his wide receivers are just the deepest in the league. Any of these wide receivers can get a 30, 40-point game pretty consistently. So Mostert's the biggest surprise for me. Honestly, Kupp is also a biggest surprise. They were hyping the shit up out of his injury. Specialists here, there. These 2 weeks, he's looked exactly like the old Cooper Kupp. And he got it all. Scroll down to that deal. There was no first involved in that deal at all. So, I mean, what do you do? A round 2/3 cancel out 2 seconds for Cooper Kupp. I mean, that's pretty legit. So we can all thank Brendan for that one.
Gross deal. Eagle one again.
Yeah, I think disappointment for him would probably be Freiermuth, I guess. I mean, he hasn't been that great. Ramondre's been pretty awful too this year. Very unpredictable pass off. So
Yeah.
I'll put him there for biggest disappointment. Number 21 running back. He was like this. He was getting drafted in the second round in redraft league. Like everyone had high hopes for him. Pats in general just suck. So
Yeah.
that's definitely a part of it.
it's got to make you feel good, Matt. Didn't you do that trade for Pollard with him?
Yeah. Pollard, and I traded him Schultz, Ayuk, and Stevenson.
T. Higgins disappointment too. What's you guys' thoughts on T. Higgins? I'm starting to really think. I mean, I get it's an injury thing, but he's always just ranked so high, and there's just a lot of other receivers I think are better than him and can have a higher potential, like ceiling wise, than him.
If I have T. Higgins, I'm not too worried. I think the whole Bengals offense has had a rocky start, so T. Higgins is talented enough. Plus, I think this is a contract year for him, right? So he might be moving elsewhere anyways. But if I have T. Higgins, I'm not too worried. He's talented. Big, strong person, gets a lot of touchdowns. So
He's trading him. He's definitely a buy and hold player. I don't think he's going to be that great this year.
Yeah, but I mean, don't you think? I mean, devil's advocate here. His stock could be a lot worse next year, depending on where he goes. He also has had Joe Burrow throwing him the ball his whole career. He goes to like the Colts, or you know what I mean. There's a lot of teams he could go to that just like he's probably not going to be as good as he's been.
yeah,
his talent's still there. He's still talented. You can't like bash the talent. I still think he's worth trading for. I don't know for Hugo's prices, but he's definitely
Not for that. Yeah, surprise.
Kyron Williams might have to be my freaking biggest surprise, dude.
Yeah,
You didn't really know how that offense was going to shake out with Cam Akers there, and obviously Cam Akers has had personal issues with that coaching staff for a while, and then all of a sudden he gets moved. Cameron Williams is now the starter and has popped off. So Hugo has got a lot of depth, and I think that's why he's. I mean, what I was saying too before is just the top of the league is very. It's anyone's game at this point here, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Hugo on top this year. So a lot of depth, a lot of good things on the team. Hopefully, we don't inflate Hugo's ego too much, but I think he's got a lot to be excited for coming into playoffs.
Yeah, for sure. Can't really say too much negative about his team. He's just very deep, got good players. So
Yeah.
Reason why he's in the top 5, or he's our 4th for power ranking, but 5 in the rankings overall.
Why does Jorge have a laughing emoji next to the points for? What's up with that? That's something you guys put in?
He's the most.
He's the most.
Oh,
Yeah.
it does that? Oh, interesting.
I guess, yeah.
Oh, and then there's a poop emoji for the point against most. Oh, interesting.
Probably. Or
Go
points,
on.
lowest points for, probably. I don't know.
No, points against Brennan has it.
Yeah, Brennan's been the most scored on.
Highest points. Oh, yeah. Lowest score and yeah, he's just buried down there.
All right, we'll move on. We got
Yeah.
Mr. Jorge. Congrats on the engagement, buddy. We have you at number 3. A lot of obviously when you're number 3, there's gonna be a lot of good things on your team here. I think that starts with obviously Josh Allen, and your running backs have been pretty solid. I mean, Jacobs has been pretty. I mean, he was not obviously not the top 5 that he was last year, but he's still doing great. Number 11, you can't really complain too much.
Yeah, I still think he's good.
And then ETN, man, number 3 RB on the year right now. That's crazy. Good running backs. Amari Cooper too, honestly, with Deshaun Watson coming back. He's definitely boomer busty, but he's had a lot of good games too. So
not really. 39 receivers not that great.
yeah, I guess you're right. But he's had some good games. Watching him play, like he's still very
Had
talented.
one really good game.
It's just
Yeah.
I
don't see what his rank is. Yeah, he's still hurting depth on his bench. And look at his bench; it's just a bunch of crap, honestly. Tyjae Spears though is pretty promising. I think he's been looking pretty good. He might be the next guy up in that backfield. So might be a big surprise for him. Maybe my biggest surprise on his team.
Biggest disappointment's gonna be Penny. Is he even
yeah,
just
right, dude. Penny
17% rostered too. Like he's definitely sucked out. Yeah.
Dude, but he was getting hyped up this year as the RB to own in Philly because they paid for him.
Yeah.
He's getting a lot of hype this year.
He sucks. I know. I'm curious. I dropped him a while back, but he just is always hurt. And they hype him up kind of similar to Dobbins or whatever. Like there's a lot of hype that builds around them. They get hurt, they don't play. It's kind of like the same thing with Penny. He just doesn't play. He's never on the field.
Yeah, it's a cycle.
I guess biggest disappointment. I mean, not anymore, but just to start off the year, Jamar Chase was slow, and then all of a sudden he had that 60-point bomb. But lucky for Jorge, that he didn't really have to worry too much. He's
gotta stop making that mix up. We do that every year.
They both start with it's a huh.
Yeah, it's the huh. But
they're both Hispanic.
We'll leave that out. But
you mix it up, not me.
Yeah.
It's the huh. But anyways, yeah. Number 3. I don't think there's anything else we really need to add. Any surprises or anything? I guess one of the bigger surprises for me is Fields. I mean, he was starting off the year really slow. They were talking, obviously the fantasy footballers, when I was listening to them, were talking a lot of shit about him, and all of a sudden drops to 35 or the 45, 46 points. So hopefully that continues. But
yeah, the Bears just keep losing. So.
As I say,
longevity is a concern for him for his career.
Yeah.
Guy, are they going to keep going with him to carry them? I don't think so.
They're definitely going to go Caleb Williams if they get the first overall.
Oh, for sure. It's another classic Bear situation. But they have a guy that they've drafted that was good, and now they got to fucking go another 2 years and get the next top guy. He'll just be maybe he'll be a bust in Bears too.
Well, we'll move on to number 2, which is
There he is.
the actual daddy in the league now, Mr. Brian Coco. Congrats to you and Jess on all of our behalf on the league. But yeah, we put you at number 2 here, Brian.
Bad life already getting to him. No one tell him Mixon's on a bye this week. Too busy.
Yeah, you might miss that. Yeah, congrats, Brian. Happy for you. But not happy that you have a good fantasy team. I'll say that. Can't have you winning again, but you definitely have a good chance.
Honestly, the power of the Grampies is legit. He's got Grandpa and Grampy.
Yeah.
Come on, that was a secret to success. An
Grand-
undefeated season, just have
Grandpa,
two
grand
grandpas.
pies.
Yeah. Yeah. The father thing is just so strong with him. Rip little Davy. Rip little Davy. So little Davy's been the biggest surprise. He's been popping off.
Yeah, he was going to be
Off
that's
and
what I was
off.
gonna say the biggest surprise was Dave Montgomery.
I don't even know if we can say he's been doing the Jamal Williams thing just better. I don't even know if we can say Tyreek Hill's the biggest surprise because we know he's good, but holy shit, is he popping too?
Yeah,
Yeah,
one overall player. Like
He could set the record for most receiving yards.
Dude, that offense is unreal. That offense might be the best offense of all time. If they keep going at this rate. He's a huge part of that. So
yeah.
That's true.
I mean, when you have Hill, Kelsey, and McCaffrey on the team, you're just gonna put up a lot of points. So that's part of the reason why we ranked you where you are, Brian. You just have those 3 pieces that are just
he's been healthy.
massive.
He's been healthy mostly all year. I'm trying to see if
for fantasy.
aside from Dave Montgomery going down recently, he's been pretty healthy.
I think his team would take a big hit if he actually traded Patterson for that second rounder. People are probably offering him that left and right.
I was gonna say, I think that might be time to adjust that.
This was the second round label.
nickname. Yeah.
I think biggest disappointment for him, I think one would be scroll up a little bit. I mean Algier, but you can't really expect him to be popping with Bijan. I think Ridley honestly hasn't been what he was talked up to be.
Yeah.
Really, couple good weeks, couple drop touchdowns. I think if Ridley was like a wide receiver 1 legit this year, Brian would be far and away above everybody else, I think.
Yeah.
So that's been disappointing. I don't think Brian was really counting on him much, and it's still early, but Quentin Johnson hasn't done shit, even without Mike Williams. And they took him pretty high, 5th overall this last year.
Juju, what a letdown he is, huh?
Yeah, he's a bum.
Absolute letdown.
Good job, Bill. Let fucking Myers walk inside this piece of shit.
Mr. TikTok, yeah. Yeah, I guess there's not really much else I want to cover here. Mac Jones is a bum.
Yeah.
Daniel Jones, honestly, super disappointing. I would say, especially coming off last year, dude. He was pretty solid last year, and then just for a fantasy asset, I mean, but this year just freaking doing nothing. The Giants suck too. But
at least with the Pats stuff, the Giants suck too. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Fuck the Giants.
Not really surprised there for Sun. But Joey, dude. Joey Mix.
All right.
Very average. Very average. But yeah. And last but not least, we'll just move on to our number 1 ranked team here, which is Sir Frasco. Just a lot of freaking weapons in this lineup here.
Yeah, he's part of the deepest team overall. Definitely deep at receiver, specifically, but
oh yeah,
he's got depth at tight end. I mean, I hate to kiss his ass, but he's got what? His QBs are deep, his tight ends are deep, his wide receivers are deep. His running back might be his weak point, but he's still got startable guys there that.
Yeah, got a steal for James Cook.
Yeah, that's another.
Did he give him rounders?
Yeah, dude. He traded 2 first rounders, still got 2 seconds back, and got Nico Collins and James Cook, who have been pretty fucking good this year, and Alex got Zay Jones, and
I think the Kamara deal is
underrated. Is he on Alex's roster anymore?
He is on the roster, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Really great trade.
I think that's why he's trading thirds for wide receivers.
Those are players that could have been on
Kamara.
Alex.
Can you go to Kamara?
And helping Alex win.
Kamara, yeah. This whole thing has just been a revelation on who Alex had. Kamara has had a ridiculous amount of targets.
Yeah, he is getting a lot of workload now. Look at
Yeah,
that.
so
25,
23
23,
running backs in
24.
3 weeks.
Basically coming off right where he left off, which is
Nice job, Brennan. Good job
great
giving him
fantasy asset.
a
Yeah, what was that trade? Honestly, I'm curious.
bad one. People just like go brain dead when they talk trade with Vince. I don't get it.
The first.
Are we not concerned that Brian or that Vinny might be influencing him in some way or fashion?
Say it again.
I can't say it again. I've made my.
I didn't hear what you said. Something
Oh,
about
no.
Vincent Bryan and or something. Oh.
To go back to what we were talking about before, Devontae Adams is
Oh,
outright.
he is higher than Jacoby, I guess,
not
but
by
it's
that
close.
Well,
much.
he's 15-10. That's pretty good. On Myers' part, he's
Yeah.
competing with Devontae.
Yeah, it's just Vince's team is just scary because he's got what's that? The wide receiver 4, the wide receiver 10, the wide receiver 16, the wide receiver 12. Just
Yeah, it's just guys that hit.
CD Lamb is on
Top 15
bye.
guys.
The wide receiver 13, the wide receiver 11. Just what Vince has.
Those guys are underperforming. CDC is underperforming. Who else was it? Devontae Smith's having an underperforming year too. He's normally like a top 15 receiver, I think. So, and he's still 5-1. So
Yeah,
and he'll probably end up being one of the top teams in the end again. So
yeah.
but Lamar
Yep.
Jackson's obviously a stud still. So but yeah, that's your updated
Disappointing.
power.
Charbonnet's got to be up there. I mean, obviously he's a rookie, but to Steve's point before, just the amount of hype he was getting in preseason, and I just thought he would. I honestly, truthfully, thought he would be more focused in the offense. But
He's a rookie. He'll work him in. They already got a guy that they trust. So why are you going to take touch away from that guy?
Madison
All right.
maybe a little disappointing, but
Super disappointing. After it, just I think Madison's a lesson in sometimes the potential of the player is the best they'll be. That's the highest, like most value you'll ever get for him is the potential because he was waiting
first at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, years, and he hasn't been much. All right, so
Yeah.
what's our bold predictions here? Let's hear playoff teams and eventual winner from each person. Matt, you start.
Playoff teams. Just to keep it easy. It's the top 6 teams in our power rankings. So I think you missed playoffs, Steve. I'm biased, yeah, but let me guess. You're going to say you make playoffs, Steve?
I'm not a Hugo. But yes, I think I'm going to beat you up for it.
Yeah. All right.
I need to win soon, but I also do have Brendan, Dylan, and Alex in 3 out of my next 4 weeks. So this would be the time to do it if I'm going to do it.
yeah, I think if to your point, you have the schedule advantage right now. I don't know what Matt's schedule looks like there, but that's a pretty cakewalky 3 right there. But
my next 3 games should be winnable.
if you lose any of those games, though, Steve, you're in trouble. You
You know
need to win
what's
all
going to
3.
happen? You know how life works, right? Is Najee's going to fucking pop this week, and I'm going to lose by whatever number.
All this time this year. Let's finally come back. But I would say my favorite to win. I'm gonna go. It's gonna fucking kill me to say this, but it's gonna be Hugo.
Wow.
Damn, I hate to jump on the train here too, but that was my pick as well. I think Hugo, he may not get the bye week, but if Hugo's team can put up in the playoffs and he's got the depth to hold on tight, I don't know. Before, I think in the past, I took.
You just had too many guys that hit that no one was on nobody's radar. On top of the good guys you already had. Mostert and Kyron being 2 of those guys I'm talking about. Like not Mostert was on no one's radar, but those guys are the top 4 players overall. So
anything can happen in the playoffs, but I think Hugo's going to make it, so he'll be there.
All right, guys. So you heard it here first. The chat is going to be unreadable for the next 24 to 48 hours now that they've made those predictions. But my bold prediction, if everybody's going to blow up some smoke here, before the season, I was the only person that ranked Brian in the top 3. And to be honest, I got to die on this hill. I think Brian just has the best team. Don't underestimate Dad's strength, Dad determination. He's my pick to win it all.
He's not even the highest scoring team.
Yeah.
but he's number one in the standings, and that's all that matters. Beat who you play.
He's not
No,
the highest
that
scoring
doesn't
team.
matter.
So.
And that matters for where you are, end up in the playoffs. But Hugo puts up more points than Brian.
Yeah. Well, I guess to my final thing I'll say here is that between you two, who makes the play? I guess. Well, Dylan's falling short. I don't think Dylan's not going to be winning games anymore. But yeah, it's tough to say. I guess I'm gonna try and side with Steve on this one and say Steve makes it. Matt, you're left out.
Suck it, bitch. Suck it, bitch.
One for each of
Just
you.
so we can
Marty.
balance this little rivalry here. But
I like a chip on my shoulder.
Take that ground shake. Shake it, baby.
and the
I like a
last
chip
thing
on my
we'll
shoulder.
talk about is the Thursday night game, just because
Tuesday.
obviously that's tonight. So we'll say we'll just say Matt, who do you think wins the game? And then maybe a secret bet that you would want to do.
Daddy's lock of the night. Let's hear it.
I have a bet already, and let me just see. Pull it up. I think the Saints win. I like taking the home team. I think you said Trevor Lawrence is banged up, and he might not even play. So if that's the case, I think Saints definitely win. But nonetheless, my bet that I placed was Saints to win. I took the under 41. Travis Etienne to get 50+ rushing yards. Alvin Kamara to get a touchdown, and Evan Ingram to get a touchdown. That was my parlay. 5 to pay out 305. Ride with me.
I like it. You want to know my actual bet I put in or what I would say to do? Because they're usually two different things.
What would you say to do?
What I would say to do is you're going to keep it simple. You're going to keep it real simple. You're going to do we call this the Saints train, the Saints choo-choo. Choo-choo your way to the money. Saints, winner, money line. Olave, anytime touchdown, over 30.5 receiving yards by Kamara.
It's a pretty good one.
Like it.
I'll stay on the train with you guys here. I'll take the Saints. I'll take both running backs to score, Kamara and Etienne. We'll keep it simple. Both
It's a three bet parlay.
3-bet parlay. Both running backs score. Saints win. Hopefully that's easy money. But
Well.
yeah, I guess that'll do it. So I guess we're all on the Saints train. Go home team. And thanks everyone for listening. Brian and Jorge, again, congrats. And we'll talk to you guys next time.
Later, boys.